Hey guys, and welcome back to Storytime 2. Gryphon with you here. I'm honored and happy and pleased to be able to hang out with you today. And so is Fluster. Fluster, what are you doing? You wanking in there? Come on, get out here. There you are. How you doing, bro? Oh, you're good, yeah. Happy today, are you? Yeah, you are. Okay. So, like as promised, on the last episode, I went back to the original planet, the first one. I loaded us up with all kinds of resin and compound, and I came back. However, there is a problem here. And I didn't know this. I didn't realize this. We have a bunch of copper. Over here, we have a bunch more stuff that makes copper. But, and I could have sworn we had a bunch of aluminum, but we do not. Now, here's the thing. This planet has got a bunch of rare materials, bunch of it, and that we can trade for whatever we want, including aluminum. But we can't do it because we need a crane to dig it out, and to build the crane we need, guess what? Aluminum. So we're kind of in a fuck you situation. However, I think I found a way around it, and because Fluster's smart. Fluster's a clever circle, okay? He's been calculating, and I even tested this out, and we tried it. These are 2 lithiums. When you find one of those places that has a rare mineral or something like that, you can actually dig around it, and you can get stuff just, you know, from around it. Uh-oh, the spiky things are coming. Which, by the way, those are deadly. I didn't realize they at first I didn't think they were, but they are. So, here's the plan. I am going to, well, Fluster, rather, he is going to take off, and he's going to find some, like, places that have deposits of valuable shit, like titanium, like lithium, and he's going to build a platform, a trading platform, and trade this stuff for aluminum so that he can build a crane onto the back of this bad boy here, and then we'll be able to dig up whatever we want and trade it for what we need to make the base. So, and right now, God, we've got a lot of copper. Look at this, 8 coppers. Well, they will be coppers once we build a refinery, and then another 6 copper. We have so much copper, it's not even hilarious. So, let me see something here. We're gonna build, do I have any? Yeah, I do. Okay, we're gonna build off here. Bonk. And I'm gonna build another vehicle bay because I need another one because the ship is taking up that one. So, do I have 2 more? Yes, I do. Give me a vehicle ball. I want a vehicle ball. No. No. Yes, vehicle ball. Perfect. And it needs aluminum. Great. So the vehicle bay needs aluminum, and I can't even find out what I need because I could have sworn what you needed for the crane was aluminum, but I can't find out because I don't have any aluminum. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring you out a little bit further because we need ourselves. Uh-oh. Do I hear a storm? Thought I heard a storm. Storms around here are not pretty, by the way. They're kind of ugly. What did I just do? What did I do? Oh, no, I need that. Okay. So let's grab. Yeah, I can, let's see. So I can make bases off of you. Okay, so we're good. We're good. I'm going to get this and this, and we're gonna make. Oh, there's a storm. Holy shit. Oh, run, Fluster! Get out of there! Okay, whoa. Ah, the storms here are not pretty. They do throw rocks at you, and they will kill you bad. And, yeah, so Fluster nearly ate it there. Just sit in there, Fluster, and just take the pounding until it's over with, and then we'll get back to what we were doing. Okay, storm is over! You survived it, Tumble! Nah, I called him Tumble again, Fluster. I have people all the time telling me, you know, I miss Tumble. I miss Tumble too, guys. I really do. I really miss Tumble. He was an awesome hero. Fuel condenser, medium printer. I already have a printer. A smelter. I need it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, shit. I need aluminum to build a trade platform. So I gotta have the thing that I don't have to be able to get the thing I don't have. Shit. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. It looks like we're gonna go off on an adventure here. And I didn't expect this. I'm sorry. But, I'm going to look around here for aluminum. I'm going to do a little bit of poking around to see if I can find some aluminum. And if I can't, we're gonna have to go back to the main, our first planet, and actually just gather some aluminum out of the caves. That may be what today is for. We will have to see, because if I can't find any aluminum, then that's what's gonna happen. Gotta have aluminum for everything, and I don't have any aluminum. I can't even trade shit without aluminum and mark. Anyway, let me tell you today's story. Ooh. There's a lot of research on this planet too, by the way. What is this? Is this aluminum? No, that's probably titanium. I think that's titanium. Are you titanium? I bet you're titanium. You're fucking titanium. I would love to be able to trade you for aluminum, but I need aluminum to be able to do that, goddammit! So, have you ever in your life, I mean, I don't know how far back some of you can remember, but I have a good memory. I mean, I was remembering things from, you know, being 1 year old, 2, 3, I remember stuff. Not everything, and I don't remember it extremely clearly, but I do remember some things. And one of the things that I remembered, it's really funny, the things that you go back and you look at in your life and wonder how you thought this thing was a thing. It's like you'll have, oh, is this, do we have, no, that's copper. God, we don't need any more copper. I'm about to run out of steam here, guys. I'm gonna wait until the sun comes up and just charge this bitch back up. But yeah, I don't know if you guys, you know, how far back you remember, but there have been times where I've looked back on things that have happened in my life when I was a little tiny kid, toddler, and realized how ridiculous my thinking was. You know, how silly it was that I thought something. And one of those times happened when I was probably 2.5, 3 years old. Now, when I was a youngin', when I was a real youngin', 2, 3 years old, first of all, there were no Pampers, there were no Loves, there was cloth diapers. I wore cloth diapers when I was a kid. Gerber baby food was still around, and when I was a young child, you know, just very young, my childhood later, as I got older, turned out to be really bad and really harsh. But when I was first just a brand new person, it was actually really good for a while. I had a mother and father. They took care of me. I wanted for nothing. I never went hungry. And we lived in Dallas, Texas, in an apartment. Now, my daily routine as a toddler, because I did have a routine, I did have a schedule. My mom and dad thought that it was important for me to understand the importance of having to do things at certain times, even if you didn't want, pardon me, to do them. So I had a schedule, and it wasn't a big one. It wasn't terribly, you know, intrusive. I would sleep until I woke up. I didn't have an alarm, and I would wake up and I would go to the bathroom. That was necessary. They always made me go to the bathroom after I woke up. Okay, you wake up, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Because, you know, we're talking a 2-year-old here. Go to the bathroom. And I know, even though I know some people right now who, you know, wear diapers until they're 12, we didn't do that, you know, in my day. It's like you toilet trained your kid, you know, when, you know, they were, as soon as they could understand English, you taught them how to go to the bathroom. And so get up, go to the bathroom. After that, on the schedule was playtime. I would play. And then about noon would come around, and at noontime, good God, does the sun ever come up here? About noontime, what is that over there? Is that more copper? It probably is. At noon, Bugs Bunny came on. Looney Tunes came on every day. They played for about an hour on a local station. And my mother loved Looney Tunes, and so did I. And so we would sit down, we'd have lunch, and we'd watch Looney Tunes. And if there was never a point before that people should have guessed I was going to be a furry, for God's sake, it was this. Because here I am, 2 or 3 years old, and when I'm eating lunch with my mother, I asked her. I told her that I wanted, because sometimes she'd make tuna. She'd like whip up some tuna or tuna salad or whatever, and she'd, you know, we'd eat the sandwiches or we'd eat it with a fork or whatever. I wanted my tuna in a dish on the floor so I could eat it like a cat. I wanted to be able to go nom 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 and eat it like a cat. I wanted to do that because I thought being a cat would be cool. And so I wanted to eat it as a cat. Now, this is me at 2 or 3 years old. So yeah, furry is for life. I was always a furry, even from 2 years old. Thank you very fucking much. So yeah, it's a thing. I'm gonna go over here and check this out, even though I'm pretty sure this is not aluminum and probably copper, and it is, it's copper. Well, balls, the copper is the last thing I need around here. I don't need copper. All right, so it's looking like my first idea of what's going to happen is going to have to happen. I'm going to have to go back to our original planet and find some goddamned aluminum. Even to build the trade station so I can get more aluminum. Fluster, your life is terrible. This is the, that's the place that I actually tested to see if I could dig around it, and I got a bunch of lithium, which is valuable, and I can trade it in, but I can only trade it in if I have a trading station, which requires aluminum, which is why I need a trading station. Is there a storm? Oh, balls. Yeah, just hook that up, please. Hook it up quickly, please. Thank you. Now we're going, okay, we're getting in the thing. Okay, we are saved. Oh shit, that thing's coming right for me. Damn. Well, it may pass a little bit to the west. Okay, so anyway, yeah, after noon, after we ate, then I would have a little bit more playtime. My mom, we would do arts and crafts. My mother would sit me down and have me play with Play-Doh or, you know, do some painting or some coloring with crayons, something like that. And all this time, my father was away at work, because this was back during a time when the dad went away to work and the mom stayed home and take care of the kids. That's just what it was back then. And so that would happen, and after that, my mother would, and this was mandatory every day, she would sit down and she would read to me. She would open up a book and she would read. Oh boy, hang on. This is not gonna work. Unless I have some storage space, and I don't. Well, you know what? I got enough to make a storage. Fuck it. Launch, bitch! Yeah, screw you, spiky balls. So, my mother would read to me for hours on end sometimes. And even after hours on end, she would, like, you know, after that, I would ask for more. I was like, no, start over, read it again. I wanted to read it again. Oh, that was the plan. I gotta wait now. Screw you, exotic fuck. You were terrible. I hate you. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I actually got my fascination for English, the English language, my vocabulary. I had a college level vocabulary when I was in middle school. They tested it and they found that out. I think I got that from my mother, like tirelessly reading to me all the time. She just did it. She read to me every single day. They felt it was important that I was read to. And I loved it. And after that, about that time of day, my father would come home. My mother and father would watch the news, boring old news, because when you're 2 and 3 years old, news is like, oh, it's boring. I want a cartoon. I want something else. But they had to watch the news, and then they'd watch MASH, which I love MASH now, but when I was 3, it's like, oh, this is so yucky and boring and stupid. It's just like people, and they're talking. It's dumb. I don't want it. But later I came to appreciate MASH a lot more after I was an adult. But back then, nope, no way. Did not like MASH. It was stupid. Am I gonna have to bounce off another planet? I know that I got here from that planet. So I know that it does come into my orbit at some point. I'm just gonna wait for it. Anyway, after that was dinner time, and my mother, she really cared about me. She cared about the little things. She wanted to make sure that my meals were interesting, and that they did take me to the doctor once because I enjoyed my vegetables. I was 2 years old and I wanted to eat everything, and they started testing me. They started putting, you know, these Gerber foods in front of me, like, you know, creamed spinach. I loved spinach. Peas, loved peas. Liver and onions. Gerber had liver and onions. And it was pureed and put in a jar, and I loved it. And they brought me to the doctor because they're like, what's wrong with this kid? He eats everything we put in front of him, and he fucking loves it. And the doctor just smacked him, he just backhanded him over the face and said, you lucky sons of bitches, how dare you fucking complain? Feed him, give him everything he wants, and stop being such pussies. And so they did. But after that, I got to play a little bit more, hang out with my mother and dad, and then I had to go to sleep, and it was sleep time, where I went off to have multiple nightmares, because as I told you guys, when I was a little kid, I had nightmares incessantly. I had terrible nightmares all the time. Well, the point of this story, and the way I opened up with, you know, the idea of thoughts that you know, things that you believe are a thing, and then you find out they're not a thing later. Oh, come on around. Come over here. There you are. There you are. We going. We gone. Was one time I broke routine. And I did something I'd never done before. My parents weren't looking. They were off somewhere. They were in the kitchen, or they were talking, or they were doing some crazy shit. Here we go. Let's just land right there, shall we? There we go. We're gonna land back here, and we're gonna get some aluminum, guys, because I need at least 2 aluminums so that I can build the trade station to get more aluminums. So we're gonna get 2 aluminums. And we're gonna have to get them out of caves, because the aluminum doesn't really grow on the surface here. I have plenty of fuels, but I'm gonna make more anyway, because I want a good stock down here in case I need them. In any case, I broke routine one day, and I went outside. I opened the front door, and we lived in an apartment. If I didn't mention that, we lived in an apartment. And my parents weren't looking, they weren't watching. And I went out there, and I saw a bank of buttons. Now, I've told you guys that I was always an incessant button pusher. I mean, I love pushing buttons, and that's another thing that's for life. Not just furry, but also being a button pusher. I was, oh God, was I was a total button pusher. Let me just inspect. God damn it. God damn it! Why? What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes just fucking trying to flip this thing over. They tried to, in their update, they tried to make it the vehicles more friendly, and in doing that, they just made them suck. Even worse. Have I been in here? Did I go in here? Did I? Oh, I don't think I did. Wait, no, I did. Okay, so I have been in here because there's a little bridge, but is there any aluminum down here that I didn't take? That's the question. Actually, probably not. I'm not gonna spend time in there. Okay, because I built that bridge, I probably got everything out of there. So here I am in front of this bank of buttons. Now, I didn't know what the buttons did. I had no idea what they did. Oh, good. But they were buttons, and I wanted to push them. So I stood on my tippy toes as high as I could reach, and I pushed a button. And when I pushed a button, I heard something upstairs, because there was a set of stairs right there. I heard something ring. I heard a ringing noise. And as soon as I heard the ringing noise, the next thing I heard, what the fuck? Give me stuff. Why you not give to bird? You're an asshole. You're an asshole for not giving things to Fluster, you piece of crap. The next thing I heard after the ringing sound happened was footsteps coming down the stairs. Now here I am. I just pushed a button. It made a ringing noise, and now there are footsteps coming down the stairs. I'm 2 years old. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? What did I do? What did I fucking do? Am I in trouble? Did I just do something wrong? Now, what happened next was really, really weird. I ran back inside my apartment, and I was hiding. I went to my room and I hid because I didn't know what was going on. And the footsteps, to my horror, came closer and closer, and then there was a knock on the door. My father opened the door, and a man gave him a steak. A raw, like market, packaged steak. My father said thank you, said a few words to the man, and closed the door. Now, I, was 2 or 3, didn't know much about logic, but to me, in my world, that button became the steak button. It was the button you pushed, and if you pushed it, a guy would come and give you a steak. Now, I never pushed it again because I always felt that, maybe it was, I don't know where I got this impression, but I felt like, maybe it was a hassle or an obligation for this person to bring the steak, and maybe he didn't want to do it or something like that. Okay, we're still inside of our base. Good. All I knew was that this was the steak button. Now, what I didn't know was that my father had met this person, and then they weren't good friends. They were just acquaintances. But he had met someone, and he happened to live in the same apartment building, who worked at a butcher shop. And my father talked about, oh, well, you know, I'm a big fan of steaks, big fan of stuff. The guy apparently offered and said, hey, you know, if you ever want a steak, I get discounts. I can, like, you know, get you a discount steak if you want one. And my father said, yeah, oh, sure, that'd be great. It's awesome. Love it. Now, I didn't understand that it was just a coincidence that I had rang that doorbell. I pushed the button, and at that moment, Mr. Steakman, shit, you are so fucking useless. Oh my God. You stuck? You stuck in midair? Jesus Christ. They made this shit just harder. They made it so much harder to deal with vehicles in this game. And, oh, Jesus, land somewhere, please, close. Fine. It's good enough. I'm gonna take some tethers from you. Bug it. Bug it. Bug it. And, bug it. Okay. So we have tethers. Okay. We're gonna go in here. Yep. Oop. There we go. But, yeah, so I didn't understand that causality there because I wasn't really old enough to get something like that. But for a very long time, you know, and even into my, you know, like late single digit, age, I remember that being the steak button. Oh, yeah, I apparently tried this already, and it didn't work. Oh, and I see why. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you what. We're gonna try something here. Let's see if it works. I'm going to bring out my gun and yeah, we're gonna try and build a bridge. I'm gonna build a bridge that goes across here. Now, whoa, please just get rid of a little bit of that. There we go. Oh, okay. Now more of that would be nice because I don't want to fall. Because if I fall in there, I'm gonna be fucking doomed. I don't want to be doomed. I don't want Fluster to be doomed. Doomed is bad. Okay, are we good? Okay, I need oxygen. I need air. Back we go, hang on. Okay. So, from that point on, like I said, that to me in my little 3-year-old mind was the steak button. And it was very, very logical at the time. I pushed a button, someone came downstairs and gave my dad a steak. So if you're 3 or 2, well, you just put that together and it's like, oh, okay, that's the man with the steak button. Years later, however, you discover that, yeah, okay, it was a coincidence. That wasn't a thing. And I guess my point to this whole episode is that these things can happen not just when you're 3. They can happen in your 20s, they can happen in your 30s, they can have, oh shit! Get in the vehicle! Bach! Shit! Oh no, now I'm in the vehicle and now it's gonna be able to travel. You know what I need to be, you know what I need to do is I need to go back in the fucking cave. Alright, going back in the cave. I hope, don't die, Fluster, don't die. Just get back in the cave. Cave is better for you right now. You'll be okay. You can manage it. There you go. You're good. Okay. Fuck that shit out there. So, yeah, the point is to always question yourself, because it's not just when you're 3 and when you're 2 and you have some kind of crazy idea about the world and about something that's going on. The stake button was a crazy idea. It was a crazy idea. And I realize that now, but at the time it seemed logical. It seemed like it was perfectly reasonable. You push that button, some guy gives you a stake. Okay, there you go. That was the stake button. Years later, of course, you're like, okay, no, that's not how it was, even though it seemed perfectly real and legitimate at the time. Well, that applies at all ages. All ages. Sometimes you have a belief that just isn't a thing. It has flaws in it. And you have to always study what you believe. You have to always reflect on your ideals. And if you don't, then you're going to wind up never evolving. You won't ever evolve as a person. So you have to continually check your beliefs. You have to continually check your ideas, because you're getting new information all the time. And that new information may reflect on your beliefs. It may alter them. And you want to be able to do that. You want to be able to evolve as a person. You want to be able to evolve your beliefs. And it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't care how old you are. This is a lifelong process of refining what you believe. And I hope you guys out there do that as well. I hope you refine your beliefs. I hope you actually, every now and then sit down, question yourselves, question what you believe with what you now know. Because honestly, if you never did that, then you'd still be believing things like you did when you were 3 years old. I'd still believe there was a stake button. I'd still believe that my father was he was a casual racist. He didn't actually believe that black people were as, I guess, evolved as white people. And I grew up with that mentality. I grew up with that being forced on me. I had to actually overcome that by my own, experiences and my own research. It's like, okay, that's not true. That's just not true. And so some people have to, well, I think everyone has to actually question their own beliefs and their own, they're all the time. Question beliefs all the time. Because when you get new information, you can't continue to believe the same thing and ignore the new information that you have. And otherwise, like I said, I would still believe there was a stake button somewhere in Dallas. And believe me, if that was actually true, then I would be driving to Dallas all the time and hitting the fucking stake button because I love steak. But, guys, I hope you got something educational and informative and also entertaining out of this video. Fluster is, we're gonna go down here and, try to find aluminum. I don't know if there's going to be any down here, but we're going to try. I'll do that off camera. But for now, I want to thank you guys so much for spending this time with me, and you're going to roll. You're going to roll, aren't you? As soon as I get in the fucking thing, you're going to roll. Is there a place you won't roll? Can I park your ass somewhere and you won't go anywhere? Nope, still rolling. You know what? Other planets are a pain in the ass. How about if I... Can I bump you over this rock? Bonk. There. No. There. Yeah, you ain't gonna roll now, are you? No, you're not, because you're on a rock. There you... That's what you get. So anyway, I'm gonna take off for now. Guys, thank you for allowing me to talk with you, to hang out with you, to just chill out and, you know, speak my mind sometimes and give you stories from my life. I love it when you respond because you guys always tell me a story of your life that's, you know, something similar. And I read them all. I know I don't have time to respond to them all, but I read all of them and I love them. And I'm so happy that you guys are involved in this and that you want to tell your stories as much as I want to tell mine. And I love hearing your stories. But for now, I'm going to scoot. This episode's going on a bit long. And I will see you guys again in the next story time video, which should be on Wednesday. And until then, guys, take care.